Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. I go by the name of Tari, aka the Coolest Advocate. Please make sure that you like, you subscribe, and you turn on your post notifications. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for, just thank you so much for clicking on the video. Thank you so much for coming back. I know that I'm the most inconsistent hand when it comes to posting content, but to be honest, I don't know if my mic is working, so let me take it off. Okay, I'm just gonna hold it. But to be honest, I've just been very, very busy. I've been very, very occupied, and the truth is that I have not had, I just haven't felt the need to, not necessarily felt the need to, but I just haven't had the energy to post or to sit down and actually just create content, right? But I'm here now, and whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna give it my best. Whenever I get a chance, I'm gonna come onto this app and I'm gonna give you guys the contents that you need. So basically, I don't remember the last time that I posted. It's been a while, but yeah, I've just been really, really busy with practice. I've really, really been giving practice my all. I'm in chambers right now. And I just thought that, right now, since I'm so tired and I just ate, I had a big fat meal, like a big fat steak and thing. And I just thought, what? Seeing as I am so full right now and I don't really have energy to work at the moment, and I'm just waiting for my attorney also before a consultation. Let me actually just make this video for you guys quickly and just address a few things. So I've got a couple of things that I want to address, but mostly today I want to speak about imposter syndrome as a junior legal practitioner. So this doesn't really only apply to advocates as well, but also to like attorneys and stuff, and also just people that are afraid of taking that step into becoming a counsel or becoming a candidate attorney, whatever it is that your problem is. So yeah, the first things first that I want to address is that I really appreciate the nice messages, the sweet messages that you guys send me on especially Instagram and Facebook. It's really, really heartwarming, and Twitter as well, like a lot. It's really, really heartwarming, and I appreciate it. It's nice to know that the content that I do post, even though I'm not like always consistent, even though I'm not like always posting and stuff like that, but it's very nice to know that the content that I do post actually does make a difference. It's very nice to know that there are people that actually draw strength from my content and draw strength from my journey altogether, right? I'm feeling a bit hot, but I don't know if I should take this off or not. But yeah, so in a nutshell, yeah, I really want to say thank you to those of you that are my subscribers that also just reach out on my personal pages, to say, hey counsel, thank you for the content. We know that it takes a lot of time to not just film, but also to edit this content and then put it up. It's a lot of work, guys. That's why sometimes it's hard to remain consistent. It's very, very much of a lot of work. And yeah, like consistency is not very easy because I'm constantly exhausted. I've got a lot of work that I'm doing as well. And it's just that and also YouTube doesn't pay well yet. So for me, it's kind of like, why would I just spend all my time busy creating content when I could be doing stuff that actually gets me paid, like my actual job? But it doesn't mean that I'm not passionate about this YouTube thing or that I don't care about YouTube. It's just that sometimes it's a bit demoralizing to spend all this time and it's not really paying off in any way. I mean, the only benefit that I truly get from this YouTube channel is the fact that I get to help people, and that benefits other people that watch this channel, and I guess it benefits me to a certain extent to know that I'm actually trying to do something to bridge the gap to help people, especially because I wish that I could have gotten somebody that was a junior and I had watched their content and I had gotten an insight and I had gotten a bit more information of what it entails to be at the bar, to come straight from varsity, go straight to the bar, to be a junior and all of those things, like just the struggles and the good things that come with practice. I wish that somebody had told me all of these things, or I wish that there was more content about this on the internet for me to actually be able to relate to, but I didn't have that. And well, I'm here now and I'm just trying to bridge that gap. So, somebody actually called me, I think it was the day before yesterday, and they said to me, what, please assist me with, like I feel like I don't belong here. And it's not the first time, because I've been having this conversation with a lot of juniors lately that just feel like haven't been here, and they don't belong here, and some of them are even more senior than I am, but they're also still juniors, right? And sometimes I'm asked questions like, what is your trick, what do you do, like how do you get seniors to give you work, how do you get seniors to like to notice you, how do you just go up to seniors and you just speak to them, right? Because a lot of people obviously are more introverted than I am. People are not the same, right? I'm a bit of an ambivert though, except that I'm a bit more on the extroverted side, but I'm both. I'm introverted and extroverted, but mostly extroverted. But yeah, I get that other people are introverts, excuse me, which means that it might be harder for them to approach seniors. It might be harder for them to talk to people that they don't know, talk to strangers. It might be harder for them to approach attorneys and things like that. And I guess, some people are just like, you're doing so well. And you're like, also just like, you're a junior, but like, you're doing so well and stuff. I mean, obviously I do post my complaints and my struggles here and there and stuff, but I'm honestly very busy this year. I mean, the year started off slow and I was getting a bit more like, it's happening again. This is a rerun of like how it felt in the first year, but that was like literally because the year started off slow, and then I actively went out and spoke to some of the juniors that are senior to me who've been in practice maybe 3-4 years, and I asked them like, okay, what did you do different? Like, your practice is booming, like what are you doing, what am I supposed to do, that type of thing, because I've already established my relationships with my seniors. That's fine, but I also need to establish relationships with my juniors as well and figure out like what are they little tricks that they've got up their sleeves. So yeah, a lot of people are like, yeah, so you've got it, like it's like you've got this thing on lockdown, and really I don't. I mean, everybody's just here trying their best. Everybody's just out here like trying to make ends meet. Trying to get work is the most important thing. Like more than anything else, you just want to get work. You want to be busy. You don't want to ever find yourself not busy, right? Like that's the worst position to be in as a junior, because not only are you not learning anything, but you're also just building up debts. Like you need to pay for your chambers, you need to pay for your membership fees or whatever it is, transport, accommodation, this, that, and that. And then also you just want to get your life together. And when you're not making any progress, it kind of feels like, why am I even here? Like I don't belong here, and you're not invoicing anything. It's better to be very, very busy like I am right now and broke like I am, but just know that your invoices are stacked up. Like you've got invoices and people owe you and they're going to pay you eventually. God forbid, I'm not broke. I will never ever say that about myself again. God forbid. The power of the tongue, guys, the power of the tongue. Now I'm filthy rich, but anyways, I'm filthy rich. It's just still in the universe. God is yet to release my riches to me. They have not yet reached me, but they are there. I just know that they are there. But yeah, jokes aside, so I got somebody said that to me, and I think that's the one thing that was just like, oh, you know what, let me just make this video, because the last time I was having the same conversation, I think with 5 different other juniors, almost more around the same time. Some of them are from Pabasa and some of them are not from Pabasa. Like I have a friend of mine who's not from Pabasa, she's with the JSA, and same struggles. It's not just one friend, it's a couple of them. And even this one that contacted me recently is a friend of mine, but she's not with Pabasa. And I think at the end of the day, like, it doesn't really matter where you are. It's more or less the same thing to me. I mean, yeah. So anyways, the first thing that I want to address is that, the second thing I want to address is, I already said, I appreciate that you guys send me messages and stuff, and, like you look out and, you say all these nice things. I really appreciate that. I do. The second thing though is I have a problem with people DMing me and asking me like questions that I feel are like really, I don't believe in stupid questions, but I do believe in laziness. Like I believe that some questions you don't have to text a whole advocate really and be like, yo, how do I apply for pupillage at Pabasa? I mean, really guys, like some of the things are just obvious. Like go on the internet, go onto Pabasa's website, literally go through the menu and the answers will be there. Like I find that very frustrating when people ask me questions like that. That's just an example. I find it frustrating when people ask me, Horim, like a person will text me, right, and they'll ask me, like, I'm just trying to think from the top of my head which questions could I get. A lot of questions that sometimes they just annoy me, and I'm just like, yo, I wish I had not opened this this gap or this path for people to access me like this and text me and ask me questions, because to some extent it gets really frustrating, right? And it's like, I'm busy, like I keep saying, I'm very busy, like, and I'm taking time out of my own my personal life or my social life or whatever, or my resting time, or even my work time to respond to some of the messages. And some of them, it's just like, why are you asking me this? Like, this doesn't make any sense, right? Yeah, some of the questions are just like, I'm always just like, you can't be serious. Like, somebody will ask you, what does LLB stand for? Why don't you just Google that? Like, literally, why don't you just Google that? How are you in university and you don't know what your own degree stands for? A person will ask me, they will send me their their assignment question papers and be like, yeah, I don't understand this thing. Do you know that if you actually research, which is all that law is about, you will find every single answer? Like, there's no lecturer that's going to give you an assignment that doesn't have an answer, an assignment that you can't find the answers for within the rules. So basically, when you don't research, and then I'll be like, okay, I don't mind helping you. Maybe you don't understand the context of the question or whatever. And then I'll be like, okay, so what have you discovered so far? Then you're like, I didn't really look into it because I don't understand. And it's like, you can't come to me and say to me that you don't understand what the rule of law is when you haven't even tried. At least come to me with an answer and say that this is what I think rule of law means. And then I'll tell you that, no, you almost got it right, but you're a bit misguided here. This is what you need to do, and this is how you need to do it. Not that you come to me with an entire question and then you want me to now go and do the research for you in my own time. It doesn't make sense, guys. Please stop doing things like that. It's really, really annoying. And then, yeah, that's it. Like, the thing of asking me questions every time you think about sending me a message. Ask yourself if you can find this answer anywhere else, if it's something that you can Google, right? Like, ask yourself those kind of questions first before actually typing that message to ask me. Ask yourself, is this a good question? And then proceed to ask me if you feel, very honestly, you don't, there's no way that you can get the answer. Another thing, most of the things that you guys ask me, some of the time, I've already posted videos about them, and all my videos have titles. So if you actually go through the videos, because one person will watch one video, and then from the one video that they've watched, instead of checking if there's any other video that's there regarding that particular topic that they want to hear on, that person will quickly rush to go and DM me on Instagram and be like, yeah, please tell me what's the difference between an attorney and an advocate. That also frustrates me, because I mean, seriously, that's also something I get asked a lot. What's the difference between the two? And I'm just like, I've done so many videos about this. Number one. Number two, you can't be in university being a law student. I don't care if you're in first year or in final year. As a law student, you should already know what the difference is between an attorney and an advocate. It's really not rocket science. And if you are lazy to think and you're lazy to research already on such small things, I'm telling you now that practice is not going to be for you. You're not going to survive it. It's just as simple as that, because in practice, you literally spend a lot of your time researching. All your time, you spend it researching. You can get a case now, and mostly you're going to be researching, and then you're going to be drafting those papers, which require extensive research. So I don't understand when you can't ask yourself, Guti, does this question make sense? I don't understand. Maubona Guti, when it's okay to text me, to ask me, Guti, what's the difference between an attorney and an advocate? Please be serious. Like, I'm sorry to shout at you guys, but I'm just like so frustrated by some of these messages. And sometimes I'm just like, these people are not serious. Like, oh, this person is not serious. And I try to be nice all the time. But sometimes I'm just like, but anyways. So anyways, yeah, the main topic being the imposter syndrome. I think for me also, I had severe imposter syndrome. I think when I got to practice, I was just like, where am I? What am I doing here? How did I get here? I went through that a lot, and it was funny because I'm a very confident person. I'm a very social person. I'm extroverted. Excuse me. You can put me in any environment. You can put me in any space, and I'll always be ready to have a conversation. I'll always be ready to, hit the ground running. I can get along with anybody. Like, literally, I'm not afraid of being around strange people. I'm not afraid of meeting strange people, none of that. But when I got to this environment, at first I felt as though I was out of place. I felt like I don't know anything. I don't even deserve to be here. And this is a conversation that I've been having with a lot of juniors who still, even in their third and fourth year, because it's not really working out for them, they still feel like, yeah, I don't deserve to be here. I don't belong here. I shouldn't be here. And for me, it's like you deserve to be here. The fact that you went through your LLB, the fact that you did your articles of clerkship as a candidate attorney, the fact that you wrote your bar exams as a pupil advocate, or the fact that you wrote your board exams as a candidate attorney and you passed those things and you got admitted. It doesn't matter if you're doing well or not in the beginning. But the fact that you managed to get through all of those things and you got qualified, that should tell you that you're built for this, you're made for this. Now, the only problem is that we sometimes find ourselves in a situation where it's not favorable for us at that moment, but it doesn't mean that it's not ever going to be favorable for us. And I say this because when I was staying at home, when I got to practice first in my first year, which was last year, and I was staying at home the whole time and I was like not going to chambers, I wasn't talking to anyone, I didn't even know anyone. But while I was still at home, really there was no progress, nothing was happening. I was just sitting at home with the title and it was futile. It was futile. Like it wasn't working for me. It was just, I'm an advocate, but there was nothing to show. I hadn't been to court as an advocate. I hadn't drafted anything. It was just a joke. Like it was just like, I've got this title and that's it. And it's just for, flexing to other people. But honestly speaking, there's no instant gratification for becoming admitted as either an attorney or an advocate, unless of course you've got family connections and things like that. But if you're trying to build your brand and build you as a legal practitioner and build your practice, you're going to have to put in the work. Unfortunately, you're going to have to put in the work, and you're going to have to put yourself in situations where you're uncomfortable. You're going to need to leave your shell. Like, you know how as babies, we're in our mother's wombs for 9 months and we're protected and, we're safe. And, at some point in time, labor needs to come. And, labor is a painful process. And even the mother itself that's carrying that baby, it's more comfortable when, the pregnancy and whatnot. I know pregnancy is apparently difficult and stuff. I can't say because I've never carried a baby to term. I've never given birth to a human being before. So I wouldn't be able to go into depth about a mother's experience. But what I'm trying to say is that they say that the labor is more painful, like the part where the baby is being born and that process. And I feel like when you're building your practice, that process is like the labor type of thing. You're putting in the work. Like that is where it hurts the most because it's uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. It's stressful. It's just a lot. It's sweat and blood, or blood and sweat, whichever way it's said. So I make that example because I don't know where that came from, but it's just like the most loose example that I can use, but it makes sense to me because birth is such a beautiful thing, right? It's painful, but when your baby's here and your baby's beautiful and your baby's growing, you're proud of yourself, right? And I would like to think it's the same thing with practice, right? And by this, I mean that you really need to put yourself out there. You need to make yourself uncomfortable. If talking to strangers makes you uncomfortable, then you need to start going to talk to strangers in order for you to overcome that, right? You need to go and knock on your senior's doors or anybody's door rather and say, hi, this is who I am. This is where I come from. And this is what I'm trying to achieve. And this is what I'm trying to do. I don't know how you can help me, but if there's any way at all that you can help me, please kindly do so. I'm going to check my mic, guys. I don't trust this mic. Yeah, so my mic is absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I honestly didn't trust it. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was just like, you know what? Let me just double check and stuff, but the mic is fine. So, like I was saying to you guys, if that makes you uncomfortable, whatever it is that makes you uncomfortable, you need to overcome that. You need to overcome the fear of people. You need to overcome the fear of rejection, because also I think with imposter syndrome, you feel like you don't belong in that space, and you then get the imposter syndrome, and you feel like people are going to reject you. You feel like people are not going to accept you and so forth. And that's how you then isolate yourself. And it really doesn't help you with anything to isolate yourself. It doesn't change the situation. In fact, you're far worse off, hiding in your shell than you are if you just put yourself out there and you give yourself a chance, and you give other people a chance. They might prove you wrong. They might prove to you that they're actually not as bad as you think that they are, right? So that's one of the other things that I quickly had to unlearn, this thing, because I was sitting at home and I was just like, yeah, I don't know these people. I'm not going to go out there and Ngoti Nagisa and stuff like that. What just happened? Ngoti Nagisa and stuff like that. Yeah, so I was like, yeah, I'm not going to go out there and Ngoti Nagisa and stuff like that. And, it's it's necessary sometimes. It's necessary to just swallow your pride. It's necessary to just take a chance. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You go to your senior's door, you knock on the door, and you're like, yeah, can you please assist me with work? Can you please assist me with junior briefs? Can you please assist me with deviling work? What's honestly the worst thing that can happen? Like that person can tell you, go say, I'm busy, and then I'm going to get back to you later on, or I'm still busy. If it's a really rude senior, they'll probably be like, yeah, I'm busy. I don't have time right now. And that's the worst thing that can happen. I mean, they're not going to tell you to F off. They're not going to tell you to leave them alone. They're not going to tell you that you're harassing them or anything like that. You're not doing anything wrong by asking for help. Do you know what I mean? So what could possibly be the worst thing that can happen, right? So you always need to think about it like that. You need to think about it in that way. Which, hey, you know what? I'm trying to build my practice and I'm trying to build relationships. This world in itself, the world is not it's not like one man's island. It's not, you can't live and exist by yourself in the world. You need help, you need other people, right? And it only makes sense in this profession as well. In this profession, you definitely can't make it by yourself. And I was telling you guys in my one of my last videos about boundaries and how this profession can be so brutal, and how with me, I overextended myself and I overexerted myself in a lot of ways, and I got taken advantage of by a lot of people, right? But that was because I did not create boundaries. I didn't create healthy boundaries to say, Guti, this is as far as I'm willing to bend over backwards. This is as far as I'm willing to go for you as a colleague, as a senior, as whatever, right? And when you do that, then you also put yourself in a compromising situation. So when you do go to seniors, you must go there now and also know exactly what you want, what your intention is, or what you aim to achieve from that. And then, excuse me, you must also set personal boundaries for yourself, because some people will take advantage of you. And by taking advantage of you, it happens in many ways. Other seniors will ask you, team, can you please work for me, do work for me, and they will never pay you. There are seniors like that, they won't pay you. And then there are seniors that will ask you for sexual favors. Like the males do that a lot. They'll ask you, but even females do that to junior male guys. So I can't really say it's done by a certain person, but with us, especially females, we go through a bit more because we literally need to work twice as hard to be half as good as our male counterparts in this profession. And I know that's not it's not a nice thing to hear, but unfortunately, it's one of the harsh truths. And the males know this. This profession is male dominated, and most of the time, there are males that are willing to help you, and most of the time, males will help you. They will be the ones that will help you. They will be the ones that will put you on, that will teach you things, as opposed to females, especially if you're another female. Females are just naturally, I don't know why, in life in general, females are just more naturally opposed to assisting other females, whereas males are always ready to pull through. It's the craziest thing for me. But then in that same vein, you must also be careful, because some males will take advantage of you. They'll want sexual favors from you. They'll want strange favors from you. And you need to be able to say no. You need to be able to set boundaries. You need to be able to conduct yourself in such a way that that person doesn't even have space, or they don't even think, if I say this to this person, it's going to end in tears. Let me not even start. Let me not even try it. When a person starts making those small, subtle sexual jokes or inappropriate jokes to you, like same, you don't even laugh. You know what I mean? Because that's how they gauge. Go say, okay, there's no boundaries here. And with me, because I like laughing and I talk too much, and I'm very, very, very bubbly, and I'm very, very social, and I'm very, very friendly also. So with me, I guess the lines can get blurred, and some people may think that I'm impressionable, which means that I'm easy to manipulate and things like that, and I'm a bit naive and stupid. And I'm really not. It's just that I understand, though, that some people perceive that about me because of the way that I have carried myself in the past, and I've had to really learn to unlearn that stuff, unlearn that behavior that makes people feel that people feel there's nothing that she's gonna do about it. Do you get what I mean? So those are some of the things that you need to look out for, because those are some of the things that you're going to experience. Yeah, but so sorry, my colleagues are texting me because I think they want to go out for drinks, and then like I've got an urgent application tomorrow, but they've been texting me because I think they want to go out for drinks. So I said, no, it's fine. I'm going to leave early today because I have to go and prepare myself for the urgents. I need to go and do my preparation notes and all of that. And so I don't want to spend the whole day in chambers and then I get home and I'm too tired to do anything else. I want to be thoroughly prepared for tomorrow. So my colleagues are texting me now. I think they want to go. They wanna us to go. So I said, okay, no, it's fine. I'm gonna go with y'all, but I'm gonna go early because I'm gonna spend at least an hour with you guys, and then after that, I'm gonna go home because I don't want this problem of tomorrow I'm too tired and this, that, and the other. So yeah. as I was saying, so you need to be able to establish boundaries. Really, it's very, very important. One of my seniors, but she's a female, she told me, she was like, you know what? Because I then started complaining because I was experiencing all these strange things and all these weird behaviors from other colleagues, that I don't even know how to explain. And they were making me very uncomfortable, so uncomfortable to the point where there was a time where I even stopped coming to chambers. And I didn't tell my mentor this, who's also here, but because I was just like, I don't want to talk about it. I need to figure this out. But then ultimately, I had a conversation with one of my female seniors, and it wasn't a very deep conversation, but I was just saying, you know what, I think I'm struggling with boundaries. And now I feel like there's a certain perception that I've allowed so and so to have about me because I've laughed at their jokes that were inappropriate, or I've done 1, 2, 3. And she was like, yeah, no, it's fine. It's never too late to, get your power back. It's never too late to actually decide that, you know what, this is it. I'm no longer doing this. So with that being said, she said I must read this other book called Boundaries. So I bought the book and I've been reading it, and it's helped a lot. It's really, really great. Like, it's an amazing book and stuff. Like, what I'm saying is put yourself out there, but have boundaries. So it's not about boundaries, but at the same time, it is about boundaries. I'm just sharing a mere like minor experience of mine to say, meaning I've experienced 1, 2, 3 because of 1, 2, 3, but the benefit of me putting myself out there is that I have a relationship with pretty much everybody. I can literally walk up to anybody and be like, dude, can you please assist me with 1, 2, 3? And I don't think that they would say no. They would not turn me back. Not here at Loftus Chambers anyway, because we all get along here, and if we don't get along, it's low key, like nobody's actually saying it to the other person, because very people gossip a lot, but it's there's no senior that is going to be gossiping about you, and then there's drama, and then there's this, that, and the other. Honestly speaking, it's just the skinnering is amongst certain individuals, and I can promise you it's not really the seniors, it's just other people, and it happens, but it doesn't matter, right? The point is, you can go to anyone, even the people that skin about you, and ask them for help, and they will give you help, because that's just how things work. We all need one another. There's certain things that somebody doesn't know how to do that they need me to assist them with. There's certain things that Rose can do that I don't know how to do, that I need Rose to assist me with. There's certain things that I can do that she can do that she needs me to assist with, despite the fact that we're friends. But there are certain things like that. There are certain things that Advocate Mnisi can do that I don't know anything about, matters. And then I'll just go to him and I'll be like, Counsel, please assist me with 1, 2, 3, and he'll do it. And Tatesneke can do the same thing for me. Like, it's literally just a matter of going to anybody's door and knocking and saying, please assist me. What is the worst thing? I always keep asking the same thing. So when it comes to imposter syndrome, honestly speaking, you need to speak to yourself, and you need to get that thing out of your mind. You need to really ask yourself, Kuti, what is the worst possible thing that can happen if I approach this person? What is the worst possible thing that can happen if I ask this person if they can assist me with work, with junior briefs, with rope me in? Like, what can possibly happen is that they might actually give you work, or they might actually introduce you to their attorneys. I still till today go to my seniors and say, I've never worked with you before. You've never given me deviling work. You've never given me a junior brief. You've never asked me to help you with anything. And I'm still coming back today again in my second year of practice, and I'm still saying to you that I still want to work with you. I still want work, and all of that. And some of them, they'll forget. They'll be like, yeah, no, let's talk next week. I know somebody that I need to introduce you to that will assist me. There's one of my seniors. He's been saying this since last year. No, I've got somebody for you, but then I left him alone at some point last year, and I also forgot. And then this year again, I saw him again, and I'm like, actually, I've never worked with you. Can you please give me work? And then he was like, no, next week. And then next week, I didn't come to Chambers because I was traveling and I was working in Mpumalanga. Like, I was attending court there. So then he sees me the following week. After that, he's like, I'm gonna be away this week, but you weren't here like last week. And I'm like, no, it's fine, we'll both be here next week, I'll come to you. Then 2 months later, I went to him, which was last week, and I was like, dude, I'm back now, you're here right now, let's talk. In fact, I didn't go to him, he called me because he saw me. I was in the kitchen, and then he's like, yeah, come to me now. And then I was like, okay, sharp. And I went to him, and he called the attorney on the spot, and he was like, listen, I've got a junior, she's good, she does 1, 2, 3, give her work. Like, just give her some work. When you've got some briefs that need a junior, or even if it's not a junior, if you've got briefs that need counsel, she's qualified. So that's another thing. You must know that you're qualified. You're an advocate. You are an attorney. You're admitted. Whether you are 1 year in practice or 5 years in practice, you must remember that you're qualified. And you're only as good as you're barracking. What's in? Hi, let me just forget about what I wanted to say now. My senior just said it to me now. I was complaining about my urgent tomorrow. And what did he say? I forgot. But you're only as good as what? Let's leave it, guys. Whatever. it will come back to me. But you are qualified, so you deserve to be here. You just need to research. So even when you're getting a matter that you've never done before ever in your life, even if you don't know what you're talking about, even if you've never done this thing, you just go and you research. What do the rules say? Erasmus uthini yena Erasmus. Do you know what I mean? And you do that. Don't think about that. I used to be even scared of going to court. When I got to the bar, now I was scared of going to court. Before, I used to think that, ugh, I'm ready for this thing. And then I got admitted and I'm like, now I'm an advocate and I'm practicing in my own name. I do not want to embarrass myself. So I would like, what's this? My imposter syndrome was so bad that even if my friends would give me a case, even if it was unopposed, I would panic and be like, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I'd panic last minute and I'd pass it on to the next person. And that's money that I've just given away and an experience. I could have learned from it. It doesn't matter if you lose or not. You lose and you come back home. You laugh about it and it's chai. Well, you don't laugh about it. It's never funny when you lose a case, but I haven't lost one yet. Thank God. But it it happens. It happens. Sometimes you don't have a case, but you just proceed anyway because you must just give it a shot and maybe something will happen. Do you understand? So what? Okay, guys. So I got distracted. Um, my senior came into the chamber, and remember I said that I'm gonna have drinks with my colleagues. So yeah, so I forgot where I was, but I know that I was talking about the chairperson thing, and then how I just went to the office and I was like, yeah, I'm here now and stuff. Yeah, so it was one of those things, right? And then yeah, so that's initially how it started, and then fairly it was like the whole year, and then it would be a thing of bit more awkward now post filming here because there's people coming in and out, and it's like the kitchen area and stuff. So but I'm just gonna give it my all and I'm gonna wrap this video up in 5 minutes. So yeah, so that's what happened. And see, if I had never taken that step and actually just gone to a chambers that day because I was shy or because of your imposter syndrome, your ill, what do you think was going to happen? I would have never been incubated. I would have probably still spent the whole of last year sitting at home stressing about, do I even belong here, and do you get what I mean? So that made all the difference, you get. So yeah, I really think I'm recording a video council. I'm sharing information, yeah, about yeah, I'm sharing information about how, because a lot of juniors are asking me how do they approach you seniors, and they have imposter syndrome. And I'm saying that it doesn't help to have imposter syndrome. You just need to imposter syndrome. You know, when you feel like you don't belong somewhere, you feel like you're not good enough, and you're just like maybe you're a new advocate and you don't know the seniors and you're scared of them. So you're scared of knocking on their doors. So I'm basically just sharing like that you just go to somebody's door. What's the worst that could happen? You know? Yeah, like how you guys are all welcoming of all juniors and stuff. The out group, we are not welcoming. I don't think that's true. Especially not here at Pabasa. Maybe other chambers, but not us. We don't have those problems here. Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of requests about how do you approach seniors, and that's what I'm doing now. You see, our seniors are nice. I'm gonna send them to you, ne? Advocate Likitema says that you should all come to him. So when you come to Pabasa, you must go and see him and say the coolest advocate said I must come here and talk to you. So yeah, you see, they're all very nice. They're all very chilled and stuff. Honestly, guys, I don't know if there's much more that I can say on this topic. I feel like I've spent more than 30 minutes talking about this thing, and it's really just about that. Put yourself out there. Like, again, ask yourself, like I said, I've been saying throughout this entire video, what's the worst that could happen? There's no advocate that's going to tell you, hey, F off, you wasting my time. There's no person that's going to tell you that. I mean, the worst that can happen is a person telling you that they're busy and maybe be hostile, because some people are like that. But then you just keep it moving. You've literally lost nothing, right? Whereas on the other hand, you can benefit because the person can consider you for work. You know, you've built a relationship, and that's the most important thing. And it's getting loud here. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. So thank you for watching this video. I hope that it was informative. I hope that it's useful. Thank you for tuning in. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications. And also please share this. We're already on over 1K subbies, guys, which means that we are capable of being monetized. So the more you share this, the more people watch, the more my watched hours go up, and the more YouTube pays me, and then the more content I'll post. Because right now I'm not feeling very motivated, and I need you guys to play your part. So thank you, and I love you. Bye. Mwah.